They say it was the dirty dish that ended the marriage. That is a lie. The dirty dish was just the final snowflake that caused the avalanche. The real cause was the 5,000 times a request was ignored over the last 3 years. We are programmed to look for the big bang. We think ruin comes from giant disasters, a sudden bankruptcy, or a massive argument. But true destruction rarely makes a sound. It happens in silence. It happens in the 1% decline, repeated every single day. Look at the equation on the thumbnail. 1% greater than 100%. This means a tiny daily error is mathematically more destructive than a single catastrophe. Today we will explore why your life might be silently collapsing. And it's not because of the heavy weights you carry, it's because of the grain of sand you add every day. Let's start with love. John Gottman, a relationship researcher, calls these bids for connection. Your partner says, "Look at that bird." They aren't asking about ornithology. They are asking for your attention. If you keep scrolling and say, you just committed a micro-rejection. It's a tiny 1% cut. It hurts nobody, right? Wrong. When you reject these small bids 10 times a day for 365 days, you create a wall of ice. You aren't fighting. You are just slowly becoming strangers. This is how love dies, not with fire, but with cold. In a healthy relationship, you let small mistakes go. In a dying relationship, you keep score. Every time you swallow your anger about a small thing, a wet towel, a sarcastic comment, you add a mark to the scoreboard of resentment. You think you are being nice by not causing a scene, but you are actually filling a balloon with gas. Eventually, that balloon will explode, and when you scream at them for 2 hours because they bought the wrong milk, they will think you are crazy. They don't see the scoreboard. Only you do.
You can't
Small
even see it
silences
now!
create big noises later. We assume that because we love someone, the relationship is on autopilot. We stop trying. We stop dating. We stop saying thank you. We think, I'll make it up to her with a big anniversary gift. The 100% strategy. But love doesn't care about the big gift. Love cares about the Tuesday morning coffee. A relationship is a plant. You can't water it with 100 gallons of water once a year and expect it to survive. It needs a few drops every day. By waiting for someday to show love, you are starving the relationship today. Now, let's look at the math behind the thumbnail. Why is 1% greater than 100%? It is the battle between consistency versus intensity. If you go to the gym once and work out with 100% intensity for 10 hours, you don't get fit, you get injured. But if you do a 1% improvement every day for a year, mathematically, you end up 37 times better. So take 1.01, multiply it by itself 365 times, and it turns into 37.7. Intensity, the 100%, makes for a good Instagram story. Consistency, the 1%, makes for a good life. We overestimate the big event and underestimate the small daily grind. This is why the big gesture never saves a broken marriage. This math doesn't just apply to love, it applies to everything. In criminology, there is a concept called the broken window theory. If a window in a building is broken and left unrepaired, people will soon break all the remaining windows. Why? Because the broken window sends a signal. Nobody cares here. There are no rules. When you leave one dish in the sink, your brain says, the kitchen is messy anyway, so you leave 10 more. When you cheat on your diet on Monday, your brain says, well, the week is already ruined, so you eat junk for the rest of the week. One small slip signals to your subconscious that standards have been lowered. Chaos invites more chaos. The first 1% slip is the most dangerous one because it opens the door for the other 99%. This is an ancient philosophical riddle. If you drop 1 grain of sand, is it a heap? No. 2 grains? No. 3? No. So, at what exact number does it become a heap? There is no clear line. This is how you gain weight or go bankrupt. 1 burger doesn't make you obese. 1 purchase doesn't make you poor. You can never point to the exact moment you ruined your life. You are destroyed by the accumulation of things that didn't matter. I was good all week, so I can cheat today. This is moral licensing. You use a good behavior as a license to perform a bad behavior. I went to the gym so I can eat pizza. The problem is, the math is usually negative. The pizza has more calories than the workout burned. The 1% slip cancels out the 99% effort. You are running on a treadmill. working hard but going nowhere. Engineers build bridges to hold more weight than necessary. This is a safety margin. If you spend every dollar you earn, you have zero margin. A small slip, like a flat tire, becomes a bankruptcy event. Small slips are only harmless if you have a huge buffer. If you are walking on a tightrope, a small breeze kills you. Most people live their lives on a tightrope and act surprised when they fall. The slip isn't the problem, the lack of margin is. The universe tends toward disorder. This is entropy. If you stop rowing your boat, you don't stay still. The current pushes you back. A small slip is basically you putting down the oars. I'll just skip cleaning today. The house gets messy instantly. I'll stop courting my wife for a month. The distance grows instantly. You are fighting a constant war against entropy. Every small slip is a victory for chaos. James Clear says, "Every action you take is a vote for the type of person you wish to become. When you choose the salad, you vote for healthy person. When you send that risky text, you vote for cheater." A small slip isn't just a mistake, it is a vote for a bad identity. If the bad votes outnumber the good votes, you literally become that person. You don't have bad habits, you are your habits. When you spend 30 minutes doom scrolling, the cost isn't just 30 minutes. The cost is what you could have done in that time. You could have read 10 pages. You could have done 50 push-ups. This is opportunity cost. Small slips rob you of potential growth. It's not just that you aren't moving forward, it's that you are missing the chance to be great. The tragedy isn't what you did, it's what you didn't become. Consistency is actually the lazy way to success. Starting is hard, keeping going is easy. A small slip stops your momentum cold. If you write every day, it becomes effortless. If you skip one day, the next day feels twice as hard. The small break forces you to spend massive energy just to restart the engine. Don't stop the train. Water at 99 degrees is hot. Water at 100 degrees boils. That 1 degree makes a phase change. Your bad habits are heating up the water. You don't see the steam yet. You think you are safe. But you are at 99 degrees. One more small slip, one more argument, one more late payment, and you hit the boiling point. The divorce seems sudden. The heart attack seems sudden. But physics knows it was inevitable. The good news? The 1% rule works both ways. You can correct the course today. You don't need a massive overhaul. You don't need to change your life overnight. You just need a 1% shift back to the center. Do the dishes tonight. Send that one text. Put down the phone for 10 minutes. Repair the broken window. If you catch it early, you avoid the mountain. You think your slips are small? Let's prove they aren't. Here is your challenge. Pick one bad habit. Buying coffee, checking TikTok, snacking. Estimate how much time or money it costs you per day. Say $5 or 30 minutes. Now, multiply that by 365. Then multiply by 10 years. $18,000. Or 1,800 hours. Write that huge number down. That is the size of the hole you are digging. Stare at that number until it scares you. And then, put the shovel down. Today, we talked about how your life rots away slowly, in 1% increments. But what if I told you that the same rot is happening in your soul right now, regardless of your biology? Most of you think old age starts at 60 or 70. I have bad news. As Benjamin Franklin said, most people die at 25 and aren't buried until they are 75. In the next video, we are going to talk about that true moment of aging, when your mind shuts down long before your wrinkles appear. Your age on the calendar is irrelevant. If you want to test whether you are an old soul trapped in a young body, turn on your notifications, because the person you see in the mirror might be much older than you think. See you.